Okay, today we are going over Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3 trivia. Are you ready for it? I don't think you are. Okay, you're ready for it. Let's go. Sam Raimi was deeply unhappy with how the film turned out. He had hoped that the planned fourth film would have made up for it. Could it have been something to do with the studio? Someone in particular? Not mentioning names, Avi Arad, who wanted to have a specific character in the film that Sam Raimi wasn't interested in having in the film. Not going to mention the name of the character either, Venom. But you know what? Despite all that, I still liked the movie, and I think Sam Raimi did a good job with what he had. There were many scenes that were shot but never released on DVD, including a montage of Peter in his black suit taking down criminals and leaving them strung up. Tons of character building moments, a confrontation between Captain Stacy and Eddie Brock, where Gwen dumps him at her father's house, and Peter freaking out after he looks in a mirror and sees a nightmarish version of the Venom symbiote screaming at him. So this last part here, Peter freaking out after he looks in a mirror and sees a nightmarish version of Venom screaming at him, there is a deleted clip of the scene that you can find on YouTube. I have actually heard about all these scenes, and it is true that they were all deleted. There has been some footage that has been recovered from these scenes, like Gwen dumping Eddie at her father's house, and there's like a small clip of the actual scene happening. And the montage of Peter taking down criminals and leaving them strung up, those are actually the photos that Peter hands in from that scene where he's like, "I'll take the staff job, double the money." That's part of the montage, I believe. This was Cliff Robertson's final film before his death on September 10th, 2011, at the age of 88. Cliff Robertson the GOAT. That's my Uncle Ben right there. Harry's lab contains his father's Green Goblin mask, as well as a gold Hobgoblin mask from the comics. That is interesting considering we might get the Hobgoblin in future Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. It was considered at one point to split the movie into two films. Whose fault is that? Couldn't be Avi Arad's fault or the studio's fault. It's probably Tobey Maguire's fault, I'm guessing, right? He probably wanted too much money, right? It's probably something along those lines. It's probably Sam Raimi's fault, I'm guessing, right? Yeah, let's not hold the studio accountable. Not only was there a fourth installment planned, but also a fifth installment and a sixth installment were planned as well. What we could have had. I'm not sure what the fifth movie would have been about, but I'm guessing the sixth movie would have had something to do with the Sinister Six. Originally, director Sam Raimi vehemently opposed having Venom as a villain in the film, claiming he hated Venom's lack of humanity. But Marvel producer Avi Arad, there you go, convinced him to include the character, explaining that Venom had a strong worldwide following. Raimi came to appreciate the character based on writer Alvin Sargent's script and actor Topher Grace's performance. However, to keep Venom's appearance a secret, he claimed during the film's casting and production that he hated the character and had no intention of including the character in this film or any subsequent sequels. To make amends, he then treated the audience at the July 22nd, 2006 San Diego Comic-Con to the first public images of Venom in the film, albeit with unfinished special effects. Look, like I said, I don't think Venom is a bad character in this movie. I don't think Eddie Brock is a bad character in this movie. I think they did a good job with him. I think Sam Raimi's intention to make him like this darker version of Peter Parker, I think it was well done. Reportedly, an early draft had John Jameson, the astronaut from Spider-Man 2, returning from a space mission with the symbiote as a stowaway. To save time and money, this was eliminated in favor of having the meteorite just happen to land next to Peter Parker. The Jameson space mission story was reused for Venom, but instead, Riot was the symbiote. You know, this is interesting because I think I remember when I was going over those Sam Raimi Spider-Man websites There was a website that said John Jameson, the character, was going to be cast in the movie, Spider-Man 3. And I do remember discussing this with somebody in the comments. So this is interesting that we have a piece of trivia here that he was going to be in the movie, reportedly. Tobey Maguire really enjoyed making this film, as it afforded him the chance to play a different side of Peter Parker. I wonder if he ever thinks about all the Bully Maguire memes and stuff like that in the YTPs, all those kinds of things. You think he knows about that? He has to, right? He's got to know about it. I mean, it is his likeliness, so he has to know about it. But as far as that darker side of Peter Parker, I think it was done well. I think it was executed well. And yeah, I think at the time people probably weren't ready for it, but I think over the years people have started to appreciate it, and I think people have started to appreciate Spider-Man 3 for what it is. Alright, well that's going to do it for Spider-Man 3 trivia. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. And with that being said, I'll see you next upload.